Our court in Vietnam has upheld the death penalty for the woman behind the nation's largest financial fraud case. Real estate tycoon Truong My Lan had appealed her April conviction for embezzlement and bribery. She stole more than $12 billion in a bank fraud scheme. The court said that her life could be spared if she pays back 3/4 of the stolen funds. And for more, we can cross to Michael Tatarski, who's a freelance journalist based in Ho-Chi-Minh-City, Vietnam. Welcome, Michael. So the judges have upheld the death penalty for fraud. Is that normal in Vietnam?
No, it's not. The death penalty is a bit of a state secret, so it's not clear how many people are sentenced to death at any given time or on death row at any given time. But for a so-called white-collar crime like fraud, this is highly unusual. Usually, death sentence is more related to drug-related charges like smuggling or murder, things like that. So no, this is not normal.
Mm-hmm. Under Vietnamese law, we're hearing Lan could still save her life by repaying 3/4 of the $12 billion that she took. How much time would she have to come up with that sum? Obviously, a massive amount of money. And how realistic do you think that would be?
Yeah, the timeline isn't clear. It's been, I'll say the justice system here, is not terribly transparent. I haven't seen in the announcements what the timeline may be, just noting that this is still a possibility. Certainly there won't be a rush to execute her. I believe it's not uncommon for people to be on death row for extended periods of time, and even for lower profile cases than this. And officials will certainly want to give as much time as possible, I would think, to recover this money. As for the feasibility, again, it's hard to say. I mean, a lot of her money is tied up in buildings, some finished, some incomplete projects that her company or her colleagues have kind of wildly overvalued, or at least they argue they're undervalued on the market. So selling those will be challenging. Many of them are obviously embroiled in legal disputes, given this ongoing case. It's believed she's returned some amount of money, but it's not entirely clear how much and how much more can be recovered.
And Michael, you mentioned that this was obviously a high-profile case. What's the reaction been to this in Vietnam?
I think the reaction today has been muted. I don't think that it was very surprising. Her appeal was, I think, basically universally expected to be rejected, that the sentence would be upheld. There was some surprise earlier in the year when she received the death sentence, in part because it's unusual for embezzlement. But given the sheer size of the numbers involved, I don't think there was shock. And honestly, at this point, I think people here kind of just want this to be in the rearview mirror and get these unfinished projects, some of which are quite an eyesore on the skyline here in Ho-Chi-Minh-City, moving again, and ideally get the banking system back to health. So today it's been, I think, muted, I would say.
OK. Michael Tatarski in Ho-Chi-Minh City. We'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much.
Thank you.